Okay, moving on to number 12. You have a triangular field that you're trying to find the area of. And I'm going to label it just so you can see where I put the numbers. But you don't really have to draw it when you're doing area, because you're not trying to make a decision of whether to use law signs or not, or law cosines. Okay, so that's A. I'm going to draw it anyway. And then C is 14.5. So the other formula that we had used involved you having at least one angle. There's a couple problems we didn't like that, but now here all you have is 3 sides, and that calls for Heron's formula if you want to find the area. So the formula is area is equal to semi-perimeter times semi-perimeter minus A times semi-perimeter minus B, and then the semi-perimeter minus C. So you're going to use a semi-perimeter in each of these parentheses, subtracting one side at a time, and then the semi-perimeter outside right here by itself. You're going to do the product, then finally take the square root. So first thing we're going to need is a semi-perimeter, which that is 1/2 of the actual perimeter. So in this case, it would be 1/2 times the 3 sides added together. It doesn't matter which one you put first. And this is actually 14.8. Fix that. Let me make sure the other two are right. 19.7 and 21.8. So 19.7, 21.8, and 14.8. Okay, so add all these together, all these sides, cut it in half. Okay, so 19.7 plus 21.8 plus 14.8. Add all those up, cut it in half, 28.15. Okay, so this is the semi-perimeter that you see being used repeatedly in the formula. Okay, now going into the steps for the area. So it's semi-perimeter used all by itself at the front of the product, and then in each parenthesis, you're going to do subtraction. So 28.15, subtract whatever side you want first from that semi-perimeter. Then in the next parenthesis, semi-perimeter again, minus a different side this time. So I'll do the 21.8. And then in the third parenthesis, semi-perimeter again, one more time, minus the third and remaining side, which was 14.8. Okay, now I'd get single numbers in each of these before you go in for this final product. So going in my calculator, 28.15 minus 19.7. That gives you 8.45. Don't forget to bring this down. Then in this parenthesis, it's 28.15 minus 21.8. And it's 6.35. And then in the last parenthesis, 28.15 minus 14.8. Sorry about the barking dog. She's probably looking at her own mirror image. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, so all of this is going to go inside the parentheses. Multiply them all together, take the square root. Okay, the product that I got inside after multiplying all these together was 201.64.6226 4. I'm going to take the square root of that now for the final answer. So you see this formula is a lot longer than that other area formula we did. So second square root, and then put the number in. And I get for the area in this problem 142.00. And that would be centimeters squared. The units are always squared when you're finding area. So that is number 12. Number 13. Number 13 is the same thing under the same instructions, just giving you another one to work out. I'm not going to draw the picture this time. You're finding the semi-perimeter first, which is half of the 3 sides added together, which are 9.8, 18.9, and 14.5. Okay, add all those up. So what I got here is 21.6. So this is the number you're going to be using repeatedly when you go into finding the area. So it's the semi-perimeter by itself up front, and it's the semi-perimeter minus one of these sides. Semi-perimeter again minus the next side. And then the semi-perimeter one more time. Minus the third side, which is 14.5. I'm going to get single numbers for each of these. 21.6. Get a single number in each of those. Then I'll put the whole thing in the calculator. So 21.6 minus 9.8 is 11.8. And then 21.6 again minus the 18.9 is 2.7. And then the 21.6 one more time minus 14.5 is 7.1. Now put the whole thing in the calculator, multiply these all together, then take the square root. So that's going to be 21.6 times 11.8 times 2.7 times 7.1, which gives me approximately 4,886.0496. Go ahead and take the square root of that. So second square root. And I got 69.9. If I round it to the nearest whole number, it would be 70. The units here again were centimeters. And that's 70 squared. Okay, so two different examples where you're using Heron's formula. It's for when you have 3 sides and no angles. And that's the only way you can find the area for what you've been taught. Okay, moving on. To number 14. Okay, number 14, give us a picture of a triangle. It is labeled beta, alpha, and this would be omega, but they don't put it there. They just give you a 125. There is a little side C right down here. It's unknown. Then across from alpha is the 1, and across from beta is the 9. So this one says find the area of the triangle. If necessary, round the answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so whenever you have a side, another side, and the angle right in between, side angle side, you can use this formula instead. It's 1/2 the two sides multiplied by each other. I'll call it side 1 and side 2. And then it finishes with sine of the included angle, the angle that's in between these two sides. Okay, putting all the numbers in, this would be 1/2. One of the sides is 1, the other side is 9. And I guess they don't want this. We're only finding the area, so you don't even need side C. So this would be 9, and this would be sine of 125. Okay, put all that in your calculator, and you can stick that straight in. 0.5 times 9 times sine of 125 gives you 3.7. And there's the units here are, we don't have any units. So let's make sure that is good. 14, yes. 3.7 to the hundredths place, you know, just to do whatever they say in the problem. It said 2 decimal places. This is what it was before I rounded it off to 3.7. So doing it to 2 decimal places, that would be the answer.